Where did all of this start? Like, what's the starting point? Like, what was the first instrument leading up into like everything you do? Like, what's the effect of how you got from one to the other?
My first instrument was pots and pans. Of course, that's probably was that your first?
No, see, you see
what
people that's been rocking with John Mike for the longest understand this. I am possibly the only keyboard player on this planet that did not start out playing drums.
What?
I started out on keys because I've told this story before. I'm gonna make it quick. I'm not gonna digress because you are the star.
No,
this question is real quick. I got in the drummer line to be a drummer, and it was a pew full of kids from here going all the way down, and everybody had sticks, and everybody was waiting on their chance that Sunday to possibly get on the drums, play offer and play something. But nobody was lining up to get on the keyboard. So I said, shoot, man, I might get like 1-2 Sundays out of the year if I try to play drums. But if I learn how to play keys, I could play every Sunday.
Hey, you strategy. That's why gospel producers is what it is today. You strategists right there, man.
It's just something that just it makes sense. I'm like, I'm tired of waiting to get on the drums. I'm gonna get on the keys. And so, yeah, I'm just one of those guys that just never. That's probably why I'm trash now. So
no, man, don't say that, man. Don't say that.
It is. But so you started out with the pots and pans, got the drums.
Got to the drums, and then that was at age 5. By the time I started taking music serious, I was at 7 years old. My dad said, the way the story goes, my dad was in our garage at the time, and he was playing some music, and I walked in. And you know how dads are with their kids. I walked in, he was like, popping the show. He was like, one day you'll be able to get down like this. And he was playing like a major 7 chords in the key of C. So he was just like, bum, 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 like just doing stuff like that. And he was popping his collar. And he said like that was early in the week. He said later that week, like towards the weekend, he just walked in the garage randomly and heard me playing exactly what he was playing on the keyboard without a teacher or anything. So he was like, yeah, this is something serious.
Yeah.
So that was like he was like my first original lesson. And then when he seen that I took it serious, there was a guy named Sean James, I call him Uncle Sean James, but he was like my first official
teacher.
Piano teacher. And what he used to do was, and this is how I learned how to play with my eyes closed. A lot of time when I'm feeling it, I close my eyes, I'm playing. He would put me in a room. Like he would teach me a song like As the Deer. I think that was the first official song I ever learned. Wow. Outside of Mary Had a Little Lamb, stuff like that. He taught it to me in C sharp.
Okay.
D flat. Whoever want to take it the way they want to take it. But after I learned the song, he would turn the lights off in the room and tell me to play the song. And I couldn't see the keyboard.
Wow.
But I had to learn how to play that song in C sharp.
In the dark.
And then during this time, my lessons would happen while we went to, like, me and my siblings. I got all together, it's 6 of us. It's 3 boys, 3 girls. So I got 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
Bruh. So, I mean, that's literally our dynamic. We got 3 girls, 3 boys.
Come on, man.
And 6 kids.
Come on, man.
Come on, give me a preview of what my kids gonna be like. Praise the Lord, I'm gonna be sitting back.
But when we used to go over his house, I called him Uncle Sean, so we saw his kids as our cousins and whatnot. So while I'm in the room practicing the song in the dark, my brothers and sisters outside playing outside with our cousins. They watching TV. At the time, it was Dragon Ball Z. Everybody was just heads over here, Dragon Ball Z. And by the time I done learned the song in the dark, As a Deer. And I come outside. I'm excited because I'm like, okay, I learned the song. Now I'm finna go play. After I done did that, he'll come back in there and like, okay, now play it in D. And I don't even know how to play. I don't even know what my scales are. I don't even know what the scale of C sharp is. I just know how to play this song in C sharp. Wow. And now you want me to learn it in D. And I didn't know what I was doing. He just said he would say play the chord and take every note and just bring it up 1 note at a time.
Wow.
So for like a couple weeks, I would just go over his house to the point I started hating going to his house because I'm like, I ain't gonna have no fun. By the time I finish, it's gonna be time to go to bed. But that's how my lessons started. And then, of course, my brother Sean, he was like, when I was 7, he was 5. He started at the same time, but he started on drums. I started on drums with the pots and pans, but I went to the keyboard, and we just started building together from there. And then, so I started playing the keyboard when I was 7. I started on bass when I was 16 years old. I was 14 years old.
Wow.
I started playing bass. This guy at my church, my previous church, named Joe Bako.
Okay.
He's like really have this Marcus Miller sound, and every time I played, I always like identify with the bass player. This before I started playing bass. I identify with the bass player because it's the groove. Like, and as everybody probably know, when I'm playing, I love the groove. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he was to play. He had this Marcus Miller, and you know Marcus Miller is about groove, man. He got this locked in groove. So I remember my first time picking up his bass and practicing. He was showing me a little stuff, and then this guy at the church had just brought me a random bass. I mean, he had a bass, and he was like, he just gave it to me. It was like, I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but what he didn't know was
I'm excited to reveal something game-changing for us and for you as producers and musicians. I want to introduce to you Peculiar Sounds version 2. We've introduced standalone mode, allowing you to use it independently from any DAW. You can now blend up to 2 sounds to create rich and complex textures. We added in 2 brand new effects, the Lo-Fizer and the Mod Filter. The Lo-Fizer gives you instant lo-fi vibes with just a button, while the Mod Filter adds dynamic movement and flow to any sound you apply to. And we also added the innovative new MIDI browser that provides you with hundreds of chord progressions, melodies, and drum loop MIDI files that you can drag straight into your DAW. And as a bonus, V2 now includes Sounds Off the Block expansion for totally free, bringing the total to over 400 patches. So as you can see, Peculiar Sounds V2 is not just an update, it's a revolutionary new plugin. So make sure you check the website right now and you can get your hands on this game-changing plugin.
Like that became my going outside, playing basketball, playing with the friends. Music became that, to the point I didn't want. I don't do this now. I don't set the record straight, but I didn't want to take baths. I didn't want to. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do nothing. All I wanted to do was stay on that bass guitar and just was learning it like day after day. And to the point, I think I started when I was 14. By the time I was 15, I started traveling playing bass.
Wow.
And organ came in somewhere along the line when me playing piano. I started playing organ, and when I first started playing organ, we didn't have an organ at the house. So what my dad used to do is take the sustain pedal. Like my dad is a key factor in the musician that I am today. And here's the thing: I didn't know my dad couldn't really play until I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Like he can, like I said, he played the chords, but I thought my dad was like
you thought he was like
a Herbie Power.
Wow.
I thought he was like smacking. But never did. What his logic was, whenever we got to the skill level that he was on the instrument, he never touched the instrument after that.
Wow.
So he would get on it in the beginning. He would get on to show us, like, show us the chords. Like, nah, that don't sound right. Play it like this. And when we got to the skill level where it was past him, he stopped playing. But he would always say, like, nah, that don't sound right. Like change it. Like, nah. He would tell my brother, like, okay, that lick is good, but add something different in there. So we thinking he gotta be like,
he killing.
And come find out, nah, man, we been past our dad at skill level, but he just had this.
But he saw what was in y'all, and he invested in y'all, and he knew enough about the craft in order to steer you in the direction that you need to go. Because that's always the being a father now, understand that's always like the passion of a parent is to see our kids expand and grow beyond where we are. That's the hope and the prayer. Like my dad told me, when I was 18, 19. He said, gotta do better than me. He said, whatever I done. He said, I did twice what my dad did. I did twice what my dad. He said, you gotta do twice what I did. And I was like, wow. Twice what you, and to me, we grew up in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, but to me it was a mansion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, I gotta do better than this. Now I didn't know how low the bar was at the time. I didn't realize how low the bar was, but I just knew like that responsibility was to do better. And so every parent, I could see that. I can envision that from a father to his sons and looking at like, man, that space of how do you make sure that but he was smart enough to get out of the way so that he didn't discourage you, because you could always see him as the hero, as the person you can look up to, and you can continue to steer him, because we as human beings get in that space when we feel like we better than somebody, we like,
You can't tell me. You can't tell me what you.
What you talking about?
Right.
What you talking about? You can't play.
Right.
What you talking about trying to tell me what this sound like? Now I can feel that. Yo, thank you for watching that exclusive clip from the Hangout podcast. We drop these on the channel on Wednesdays, and we appreciate you guys for taking out the time and watching this. If you're interested in seeing more of these exclusive interviews that we have, make sure you check out the playlist over here. If you're interested in taking your production, mixing, or whatever to the next level, make sure you hit the links down below in the description. All right, we'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.